Part 2, The Reckoning. What's going on, everyone? My name is Tyler, and as I've stated many times before, this is my vlog. I am still in New York, so this is New York Part 2. Let's just get right into things, shall we? Hope everybody's day has been going pretty well. Mine has just started on this end. It's currently 10:11 as I'm recording this, but that means absolutely nothing to you in the YouTube world, so if I ever mention time again, hopefully it's just the date. Anyhow, it is a wonderful Saturday? Yeah, Saturday, December 8th. While I'm out here, I have yet another nerd shirt for y'all to see. This is another thing that I picked up from tfury.com. It is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of thing, as you can see, with the shell right in the center, and then the pizza, which kind of brings them all together. And then everyone has their own weapons with their bandanas. I do find it funny that Raphael and Michelangelo's is kind of roughly the same color, even though Raphael's is slightly darker by comparison. But you got the two sides, and in his bandana, Donatello with his bow staff, Michelangelo with his one pair of nunchucks, and Leo with his two katanas. And like I said, everything's got the colors, and I really like it. It's a very comfortable shirt. It's not actually a long sleeve. This is just another undershirt that I'm wearing while I'm out here because, well, it's cold in New York. I couldn't tell you the specifics in regards to temperature, but it's probably in the 40s. I can probably almost guarantee the fact that it is in the 40s. But let's just jump right into what I had done yesterday. I started my day, as, well, I always do, wake up and have myself a smoke, and then from there went to the area where they had continental breakfasts. I can safely say the nicest part about the continental breakfast is the fact that they have a juice dispenser, and they don't care if you put it in the coffee cup. So that was nice. What I had for breakfast, it was kind of subpar. You had a pre-made omelet, which just had cheese in it, but I had to Canadian it up and put some ketchup on top of that just so it actually had some flavor. Awesome cinnamon bun, which was frightening. It wasn't Cinnabon, but it was delicious, and that's what counts, being delicious. And then a biscuit. I was going to be biscuits and gravy, but they didn't have any more frickin' gravy left, so I was left with biscuits and biscuits. From there, I took a train, and by train I mean subway. No, I didn't take the subway. I walked my happy ass all the way to where Zach was. From there, we met up and started our adventure, which our adventure admittedly took us to do what we do best. Go be fat. Because he got out of work at 2 o'clock. At that point, I then, like I said, walked down to his place, where he's staying, at Teen Challenge. And from there, just tried to figure out what we wanted to do in regards to food. At first, it was Chinese, and then, hey, have you ever had Thai? Let me take you to my favorite Thai place. And by my favorite Thai place, I mean it's really, really close. And then it just dawned on him. If I'm going to have Tyler eat some really good food while he's out here in New York, I'm going to take him to the shops that I know are going to have really good food out here in New York. So we hopped on the subway, made our way down to downtown New York, uptown New York. I can't remember. All I know is there's this awesome place. I think it's called off of Stanton Street. Yeah, it's off Stanton Street. It's called the Meatball Shop. Holy cow! The Meatball Shop is delicious, and I kind of like how their concept and how you do things. It doesn't matter what exactly you want on the menu, because you custom order it for yourself. If you want a side, you can get a side. If you don't want a side, you don't get a side. If you just want the meatballs that they make, you can just get a bowl of meatballs with any kind of sauce that you want, any type of ball that you want. And the same goes for their sandwiches and their gyros, which their gyros aren't really... Wait, no. I take that back. It was a hero. So, anyhow, you get the option of either having a 3-meatball sub type thing or a 2-meatball sandwich. I was a fatty, so I went for the 3-meatball sub. And, oh my good lord. On white bread, chicken balls, that sounds disgusting. with a white Parmesan sauce and provolone cheese. Oh, that stuff was amazing. It was piggybacked with an awesome salad on the side. They know how to make mashed potatoes, which makes me feel happy because I'm Irish as hell. And everything that they made there was freaking fantastic. And then when they came out with the burnt marshmallow ice cream, ugh, be still my chubby ass heart. So good. So if you ever find yourself in New York and you don't know where this place is, it's on Stanton Street. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. But if you can get your ass there, just look for the Meatball Shop. You will not be disappointed. The area is a little cramped, and if you're staying at a long table, they have no oppositions to putting another couple right next to you. I mean, like right next to you. But it's totally worth it. It's a great crowd, great situation. You're guaranteed to hear the weirdest music while you're there. But believe me, you will enjoy it. A little on the pricey side, but it's New York. How can you not expect it to be a little bit on the pricey side in New York? After that, we made our way over to Rockefeller Center for, well, admittedly, a couple of reasons. I hadn't been to Rockefeller Center in a long while. The last time I went was probably not even 10 years ago, but still, that's a good time. A good amount of time to not be in an area, even if it's just for a visit or a travel. It's something that you can still put your sights on and enjoy yourself with. Words. I try to use them, not that good with them. Anyhow, while we were in Rockefeller Center, we ended up going to the Nintendo, or the Lego store, which was just all hell had broken loose while we were in there. I'm looking at all the different things that they had available. I'm thinking, maybe I'll get something I can build, like a little car or something. I'm looking at the monsters, the Monster Fighter or the Monster Hunter area, and I couldn't find anything I liked. But what they did have was a build-your-own Lego figure display type thing set up. And it was 3 little Lego figures that you build, put them in this little plastic thing, and then went to go to the checkout thing for like $10. And I really wanted to do that. I wanted to do one of me, one of Zach E. Fresh, and one of my gal. Unfortunately, they had the heads. They didn't have a lot of options for hair. They had a few options for torsos, but I swear all of the waist down, the legs, completely missing. I was only able to find one pair, and it looked like the Lego person was wearing a thong. So I decided not to continue to build that particular thing. But you know, it happens, especially around the Christmas time, where people are here on vacation or just absolutely losing their fucking minds. But from there, Zach and I went over to what we wanted to refer to as kind of like our little heritage corner, to the Nintendo store, or Nintendo World, and they had a lot of stuff there. Case in point, I've always kind of been a Pokemon guy, so I got me a little Cyndaquil. So he's all cute and adorable, and he's been hanging out with me for most of the day yesterday. Got Zach a little Christmas present. Nothing much. It's just another little something, probably a little bigger than this, but it was a stuffed Snorlax. So I really do hope he enjoys that. If they had a Bulbasaur though, you know he would have been losing his mind first and foremost. Like, from there, we made our way out to Broadway, where we saw a lot of different things. Number one, what Broadway has to offer. I mean, the lights, the sounds, the smells, the slightly angry people, but not as angry as you would take New Yorkers to actually be. A lot of New Yorkers are pretty freaking nice, so don't have that misconception in your head that everyone's a dick out here. They can be, but 9 times out of 10, if you need some help, you just walk up to somebody and be like, hey man, I'm really sorry, but we did that probably 3 times for when I was trying to get my way home last night. But from there, we went into the I want to say world's largest Toys R Us. I don't know if it is world's largest, but it was a really freaking big Toys R Us. Now, if anyone out there is a big fan of what Cartoon Network has to offer in regards to Adventure Time, or the regular show, or shit, like the 3 different types of Ben 10s that they have as a TV series out there, go to this Toys R Us. The amount of stuff that they have there for those 3 to 5 shows is amazing. And if you are just bored and want to see a giant animatronic Tyrannosaurus Rex, go to the Jurassic Park corner. They still have a giant animatronic Tyrannosaurus Rex there that comes on every now and again and screams and sounds crazy and has the, oh, listen to me, I'm stepping through the forest type thing, even though you can plainly see that my feet are adhered to the ground. From that point, we continued walking around, and then because of an earlier conversation with the guy at the at the Meatball Shop, Zach wanted to stop in at the Levi's store. We go to this particular one. He finds a pair of pants that, number one, were suggested to him because of the style that they are, and number two, were actually 50% off. And I just found this out. Apparently in New York, there's no sales tax on clothing. So if you come across something that says, hey, the price of this is $32, $32. No crazy sales tax or anything added onto that because it's clothing. It's apparel. Apparently that's a big thing. You know, fuck it. It's money. Don't sales tax that. If they did that with food, it'd be a little nicer. Definitely take a beating off my wallet. From that point, we made our way to yet another comic book shop, Midtown Comics. And this place, again, has a lot of stuff to offer. If anyone watching remembers the old James Joyce out in Ybor, how it was up on the second floor, this had that same feel. You had to go down a little bit to the little corner area where it had that nice awning. So in case you just wanted to stand there and not be wet, there's an awning. But you go up the stairs, make a left, just like with the James Joyce, and boom, you are then in a nerd mecca, essentially. Our first floor of that, it's a two-floor store already on the second floor, so it's second floor, third floor, nerd shit. But first floor is obviously just nothing but comics. There's a couple of different points of memorabilia, a few busts here and there, but the first floor is primarily set aside for just comics. You get up to the second floor, you have a lot of back issues. You have more busts, more toys, classic toys, new releases, plushes, t-shirts, a lot of different stuff in there. And I ended up just walking away with one thing, and it wasn't for me. It was a gift for a certain special someone. I hope she likes it when she gets it, but if she does, then she's gonna have to come all her way back up to New York just to fucking return it. Incentive to love it. Now, the last thing that we did last night, which surprisingly we only had lunch, but this place kept you fucking full all day. Because at some point Zach turned to me and said, "When was the last time we ate? Meatball Shop. Are you still full?" Yeah, I am. Are you? Yeah, I am. What do we do? But at some point throughout the night, it was probably about 8 o'clock, Zach looks at me and says, "Hey, you want to see a movie?" And at first I was talking about coming back to the hotel or something, popping in a DVD in my laptop and just kicking back and watching that. No, Zach was actually talking about going to the movie theater. So we went, and we saw Rise of the Guardians, which, if some of you were hesitant on wanting to see that, don't be hesitant. Just go see it. That is such a good movie. I mean, cinematically, it's great. It has a good plot, good storyline. Villain is good. Reason for villain being a villain is good. You get to learn a little more of a history about Jack Frost. I hope I'm not dropping any spoilers at this point, but, I mean, you kind of figure out who's all going to be in the movie based on the commercials. Jack Frost, Tooth Fairy, which is the weird fairy-looking thing, Santa Claus, who's just this giant, beastly, somewhat Russian dude, Sandman, and the Easter Bunny. So those are the main good guys, and I'll let you all figure out who the villain is later. But yes, all in all, it was definitely a good movie. I can't wait till I get back into Florida so I can take my gal to go see it, because, well, I'm going to make her see it. It's going to happen. It's to how it is. And by the way, if you're ever out in New York, $14 for a movie ticket. Apparently out in Maine it's $7. I've got to... I think at some point I'm just going to have to sit down and figure out where's the best place to go to in regards to cost of living. I don't know. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it for me today. I still have to edit this sucker and wait for Zach to arrive. So, with that being said, I hope that you all do enjoy the rest of your day. I'll try to get this up as fast as I possibly can. But I am going to go out, get into some more shenanigans. I think today I'm going to be going to a museum, so that's going to be happening. But yes, I will talk to you all later. Stay tasty, my friends.
In Brooklyn, let it be known, 2005, the waterfront was the zone. That's when I arrived, I was fresh at the boat. The hours ATL and it was well to be home. Couldn't go even though it really hurt.
Ooh, that's spooky.